And we are live. Ish.
Mostly,
Maybe.
kind of.
We're late, but, I'm sure Hanky will point that out.
How we've lost the
not
plot
in yet.
already.
Not in yet.
Oh, slightly early.
Nah.
Yeah.
We'll wait and see. What's everybody been up to this week?
Well, apparently we've all been fiddling with vape crap and just, or at least today.
Yeah, cleaning stuff out and trying to fix stuff. That's mainly been. Yeah, but I'm fixing stuff that I know I'm not going to use. It's kind of
Well,
pointless.
I love the fact it's not just fixing. You went through the lengths of disassembly, re-O-ringing, soaking in proper oil so that it will maybe somehow fix the machining. I don't know where your thought process is there, bud. But
Do you know what they've done? Steam Crave have made a tank that is a 30 ml pod, because once you fill it, you can never get it apart.
You pitch and get a new one. Well, I said, dude, years ago I used the Ragnar. I was gonna say I turned the Ragnar into a bottom fill and had to open the juice flow, try to put the bottom off, and do it that way, and that was more consistent and easier than the top cap.
And God forbid if you want to try and clean it and wipe it round with a cloth, you catch your fucking thumb on it. The amount of times I've fucking ripped my fingers up on it.
Oh yeah. Dude.
So,
and even better, if you do get the top cap off and try to fully disassemble, you got a pair of pliers on both ends, juice flow and juice fill, trying to wrench the fucking chimney apart. Oh yeah.
Oh, there we go.
Hey, Lisa.
If Lisa's in, no doubt Lee will be in any second. So
how was you guys' show Saturday?
Ah, it's good, mate. Yeah, it's good.
I never got the notification for it. I'm not even kidding. 4 minutes. 4 minutes after you guys got off being live. I went on YouTube to scroll for something and I saw the video. I'm like, oh cool, they're live 4 minutes ago.
Yeah, it was good. No,
Son of a bitch.
We ended up, I think we did about 3 hours something, so it's pretty
3.5 hours.
Yeah,
it's good.
Listen, I'm 3.5 hours. I missed it by 4 minutes.
That was a good show. We took the piss out of G for a little while, so, but we won't go into that.
If I say it twice, anybody says it the third time, it's gonna pop.
Yeah, Steve.
We won't mention the A word.
Was it being pushed back again?
Yes.
No way.
Yes.
Oh no.
September.
G is, to say the least, not very impressed.
At what point is he just going to boycott and be like, I'll sit there overnight for the first release, just so I can burn it at the...
I think at the moment, G's sort of...
Pretty damn close to that.
He just don't really give a shit. He's like, I don't fucking care.
Hey, Mike.
You all right, Mike?
You know, I'll check at least. I usually get it every time. I always get it, actually. That's why it's weird. But we know how great, the great tube is about unsubscribing people to things and changing profile settings. So,
Yeah, I'll give it. I'll check that, Lisa. Thank you. Don't say the word 3 times. Evening, Michael.
Yeah, it's bell set properly. Just love the notifications.
It could be a lot of things causing it, to be fair.
Oh, yeah.
Mainly YouTube being dickheads.
Usually is.
There's nothing new there.
No.
Mm-hmm.
No.
No, it wasn't that late at night, Lisa.
Could be gremlins. Could be gremlins.
Somebody fed the Margwai again.
Somebody
As
fed.
long as you don't feed the Mogwai after midnight.
Don't get them wet. I of magnitude bright light.
Are we still on about the Margwa? Or are we back on the whole Manchester person again?
Both.
Can we try and spend at least half an hour without going down some distorted?
See, we could, but we started the sort of bullshit before we get live.
That
So it's going to
doesn't
carry
mean
on anyway.
Thank you.
Hi, Hanky.
Hey, Hanky. No, you
Well,
know
this is
that means
true,
very
Lisa.
well. Well,
I need to find a new supplier of blackcurrant concentrate, a decent one. I've run out.
What were you using?
I was going to say, what were you using?
I wasn't using Molenbury.
They stopped it.
Well, I'm struggling finding Molenbury at the minute. Starters I mean to go on. Right. Okay, it's official. Right, starters we mean to go on. So we're back to normal knob mode. That's easy. Yeah, I need to find another supplier of Molenbury blackcurrant, but I'm struggling with that one at the minute. So, but I have noticed there's a lot of panic buying going on with people with concentrates again.
Oh, no. Yeah.
So that's just, it is what it is. So.
Hanky, I don't care what's in your nightstand, bud. I don't need to know how many knobs you got, dude. Some things you keep to yourself.
I think Hanky is referring to us as knob.
I mean, it's possible.
I mean, I'll accept that. Yes, Hanky. Yeah.
I mean, we've been called worse.
Matt,
Yes.
Dark Star have the Dark Arts, which is Molenbury.
I'll get over there later and order that.
Hanky.
That's my everyday go-to.
You also, it might be worth trying, just so you know, for the future, have the inner weather.
I might pick both up, give it a try.
See, I mean, yeah, obviously, like any brand, you got to watch certain concentrates, but Innerwear is pretty decent on a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
you got to get percent-wise vary more with their stuff. You've got to really watch what you're doing because some are way stronger than you would think, and some are way weaker than you'd think.
Evening, buddy.
Hey, Block.
Right, Block.
It depends. It depends what flavors it is within Innerwear.
I mean, it might be where I get, my little prick that I had to everything. So,
your flavor, your style of flavor mixing, honestly,
it's very basic. It's very, very basic.
What? Sticking a prick in it?
Underneath the grape and the apple and
sticking your. Wait, at least you're not sticking your prick in it.
Although
I'm not.
I wonder if that's how they made that juice that they remember the wet dreams juice they made from Sample Box they did at conventions years ago. That's how they made that. A little too much prick at the end of the concentrates.
Hey, Dion. Long time no see.
Do you know what's happening with you, Tyler? Is you need to adapt your flavor profile, right, to less clouds, bro, clouds.
Why go mouth along? I don't like mouth along setups, dude.
Do you know why you don't like mouth along? And I'll prove a point to you now.
It's not just the flavor off it. It is not just the flavor off it. I don't like the draw.
Right. If you build properly with mouth to lung or restricted direct to lung, you can get more flavor than you can with clouds, bro. Clouds.
Oh, yeah. Like I said, it's not the flavor issue. It's effectively the actual, like the draw on. I like a really open draw. Dude, I use Twist to mess this stuff fully open, comfortably.
Tyler likes large things in his mouth.
This explains a lot.
That didn't correlate very well, Matt.
Well, all right, pick your mod up. Let's see your biggest mod.
The biggest one?
See,
we ain't gotta do that.
Well, no,
Right, Jeff, that's it.
no.
No, it
Well,
fucking
really,
is.
children's earlier.
You see, you're trying to make up for something here, aren't you?
It's not that bad.
Little
It's
mod.
not that bad. I mean,
No,
well,
methinks you may be overcompensating a little.
I mean, I might have
okay.
other
So that's at 42% on the PWM1. It's not that bad. I mean,
Thing is, this here, a 0.33 coil, 27.5 watts, great flavour.
that
see,
half-
that's a 0.3 dual coil at. We're not going to talk about power levels.
No,
But-
no, that's a 0.3 that's a 0.3 single coil.
I do.
mouth
have
right.
a- I have a serious subject to talk about this week.
Really?
Yeah. No, this is a very serious subject. It's about parents abusing their children with poor music.
Yeah.
What sort of a person would give a child a Nickelback album?
Right after she was given a Motorhead album for her first CD, and is loving it, and then
I'm sorry, but that is child abuse. I mean, Stickleback, for God's sake.
and of course it was. I don't know which album it was, because if I did, there'd be more of a problem than any of it. But it
Yeah,
had
that would be a problem.
right, but it had that stupid freaking photograph song on it. So all I hear is, "Look at this photograph." Oh no, don't look at no.
I mean, Chad Kruger or whatever his freaking name is. Honestly, that man, if anybody needs a guitar snapping over his head, I'm sorry, Lee, I know we shouldn't snap guitars, but it is worth paying the money for the guitar to snap it over his head.
Oh, don't worry. I'm gonna go get her another CD here soon and get her something a
You
little
see,
more interesting.
there's good parenting. That is good parenting right there. Father of the year. See? That's the way you should be bringing up your children. Good music. Educate them properly.
You know what,
And if
Matt,
you-
you're
if
right.
you
You're
want-
right. I'll get her an Offspring CD. You're right.
No, if you want to introduce them to something other than rock, Prodigy,
Yeah, Prodigy.
Fat of the Land, brilliant album.
Well, pretty much any
Great.
of the Prodigy.
It's fantastic. It's fantastic though when you hand your 4-year-old back to your ex-wife, singing "Smack My Bitch Up" all the way home.
Yes, I may have done that as
Right.
well. It doesn't go down very well in court proceedings when you're getting a divorce from said wife, because that was brought up in court. But you know,
Oh, it was. Oh no.
yes, that was yeah.
Which was fine until I pointed out that she listened to a lot of Dogs D'Amour.
Which was probably far, far worse. Evening, Martin.
Hey,
Martin.
Martin.
Kill Switch Engage. Yeah, depends which album. Some of the more recent Kill Switch has gone a bit.
See, I haven't listened to them in a while.
Oh, true. It was sad when Keith Flint died.
I think I like Prodigy. My musical tastes are all over the place.
Well, Matt, I told you what happened when I had about a month or so ago. I was at work, and one of the guys that had been there for about 3 or 4 weeks walks up and goes, "Is there anything I'm not going to hear come out of your radio?" No, you're going to hear everything you could possibly imagine come out of that radio, bud.
Also,
Yeah, I've
a
heard-
great band. Yes,
I've heard
Block.
every genre possible. It's like, yeah, you're gonna.
Lamb of God are a great band. For me, with Kill Switch, it's got to be Howard. That's the weird thing, though, isn't it, Martin? You prefer Jesse, I prefer Howard. Neither is right or wrong.
And then I want to get her a Disturbed album, but I'm going to do it far enough back before he had his surgery and everything. Because I mean, his vocals weren't bad after the fact, but you could hear the difference.
Do you know the issue? No, I shouldn't bring politics into it, but
that's I get what you're saying. I know exactly what you're thinking, but that's why I said I'm not supporting the newer stuff in the same direction.
I do like it Disturbed. That's the trouble. But it's why is it gone into this bullshit?
And that's what bothers me too, because I mean, all of us have used music as a getaway from all that for our whole lives, basically. But to have somebody that you're saying as a getaway go political, then you're conflicted.
Oh, what a fantastic album! Deep Purple, Perfect Strangers. Yes, yeah, that is a great album. That is in my on my phone for in the car at all times. Deep Purple, Sabbath, all the classic albums. There's only 750 gigs worth of music on my phone.
I just a little bit.
That's just for my phone playlist.
Well, I must admit, when we were in Exeter today, we did go to HMV and we bought a couple of records in the 3 for 66. So it was 2 for me, 2 for Bloody, and 2 for Theo. So I had The Wall and Wish You Were Here and The Kids and Others.
I dread to think what the
I'll say what are others.
My biggest issue with The Wall is I've worn out 4 copies.
I don't know. I've got 3 vinyl copies of The Wall. And I think there's 3 or 4 copies of The Wall on CD, different versions.
I've got 2 different versions on CD, and they're both all right.
But
I had the original. I had the album original release on tape. Wore 2 of those out. Wore 2 copies of it on vinyl out.
Not a big fan of Parkway Drive, to be honest, Mike. Not for me personally. A bit like Parkway Drive, Motionless in White, or another band that I really. There's a few bands like that, but people, whatever you're into. If somebody likes whatever, it's just personal tastes.
I mean, like I told you guys last few weeks, I've gotten into a lot of the more like dubstep, EDM, bass boosted bullshit. I enjoy listening to it. I crank the volume up, let the bass go where it's going to go, and just
That's it. We need to send him down that rabbit hole, Bill. That's model.
Yeah.
Kraftwerk.
Am I screwed now?
You want to hear the original start of EDM music? Go and listen to a German band called Kraftwerk.
Mm-hmm.
They were the guys who invented it. Well, there was a few people and bands at that time, but Kraftwerk were the real guys who pioneered.
I was going to say Focus were pretty pioneering on it as well.
You are not sending him down Focus. That will just confuse the hell out of him. It confuses the hell out of me now, and I've been listening to it for about 30 odd years.
Yeah, some of Jean-Michel Jarre stuff I absolutely love it.
Mm-hmm.
But my other big passion musically has always been and will always be Gary Newman. I've got my ticket for the annual Tyneside pilgrimage.
I like Gary. I think Gary has done some. If you're into dystopian, very dark stuff, yeah, Gary is very, very good. Very good.
One thing you will never hear on a Gary Newman album is a happy clappy track.
Hanky,
He's never written one.
I know you're
Hanky.
joking, but I will not have that name mentioned for that. The only way you can mention that is if you put the words after it has just died. You can put that
Horribly and slowly.
horribly and slowly. I detest everything about. I know you're joking, but I personally despise him and everything that person stands for.
Well, he's very close. Apparently, he's pretty much wheelchair bound now.
Smallest violin in the
I
world.
thought so too when I read the thing.
It's like
we spoke about this last night actually on Lee's show a little bit on that type of person, and coming up with new and diverse ways of getting rid of them.
If you want some interesting ones, though, listen to some of the 90s remixes of Gary Newman stuff that was done.
Hanky.
One album was done specifically for a London club show, and another album was done for working with Nine Inch Nails.
Why is it whenever Hanky says, "Trust me," it's like, oh, fuck's sake. no.
Well, think it's the same kind of mindset though. Think Hanky saying "trust me" is like a deep homeboy, Southern guy going, "Hold my beer." Just watch, hold my beer. No,
this is going to go badly wrong.
They should change it. It shouldn't be watch it. It should be videotape this because it's going to be wonderful at the end. Horrible, but wonderful.
Yeah, it's going to end in tears.
Mm-hmm.
Hanky, you're a dick. Killing Joke were a good band, to be fair.
They were. They were a good band live as well.
I've been listening today. I've gone back to a bit of an old English punk thing. I've been listening to Anti-Nowhere League, but I listen to them a lot anyway.
I'll say anyway, yeah.
Penetration. Probably bands you've never even heard of. Cockney Rejects. So I had a bit of a thing for all that style of music. Dolly Dots. I'll have a look in a bit, Block.
Oh God, what are you starting, Block?
Yeah, love a bit of that period block of that sort of punk. Because everybody thinks British punk, they always say Sex Pistols straight away.
Mm-hmm.
There was a lot more punk in this country
there's
than just the Pistols. A lot more.
Stranglers, The Damned.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I will see The Damned on my birthday.
Ooh.
They're supporting Hollywood Vampires.
Dave Vane is looking a bit old now, and he bless him.
He's always looked old.
I like Dave, I do.
He's always looked old.
GBH. And the exploited. Good
I
old
like
Watty.
the exploited.
Oh, that reminds me. Has anybody heard anything about Watty, whether how his health is at the minute?
No.
Because I know he'd had heart trouble again, bless him.
I heard he had trouble, but I haven't heard anything since then.
Well, he collapsed on stage again.
Yeah.
I think he's had
I saw that, yeah.
He's had about 3 or 4. I'm going to look it up while we're on it, so keep talking. Oh. Yeah, keep talking.
Well, Chad is talking. I'm trying to see what they're saying too.
What?
So, speaking of the week, Craig, any new additions to the collection?
No, actually.
Dude, you sound more surprised than I am. You sounded more surprised
Yeah,
than I am. He's like, holy shit, no, I didn't.
I do have a couple of items in a basket, but yeah. I have been looking on SMKD. They've got some quite new old stock. Look at that EX Pro. Remember that 2-in-1 that EX Pro did?
Yeah.
They've got that. They've also got Noisy Crickets.
Which ones? Say, was it
Noisy
the
Cricket.
original? Or, right. But is it the 2-25 or the original?
I think it's the original.
So it's the hand grenade.
I think so.
The hand grenades too.
See, I thought people had more issue with the original because it had that bar in it.
The hand grenade.
I mean, I get the cherry bomber out with some batteries in it.
No, don't blow yourself up on it.
Our view count will go sky high though.
Yeah, I like Sham
Yeah,
69.
just after you've gone sky high.
The holy hand grenade of Antioch. I don't, because you'll get me and Bill doing the speech from the holy hand grenade of Antioch.
And when you remove the pin, you count it to 3. Only count 1 and 2 that you pass through to 3. 4 is right out.
Yeah, that's the original.
It's a tenner.
Really?
That's
Send me 3 of them.
That's what I paid for mine. Problem with the original is that rocker bar.
Yeah.
Can cause a short circuit.
That's what I said. That was the hand grenades. People were dumb.
Block, we have watched far too much Monty Python, believe me.
I might have watched the odd. Oh, hang on. I've even got the complete scripts.
I watched Yellowbeard
I knew it
as well.
I knew it. I knew it, Matt. I knew it was coconuts. I knew it. How you got coconuts out there? I don't know, but
it could have been the African swallow. But they're non-migratory.
And a regular swallow can't hold that capacity. I gotta watch those again.
Monty Python, right? Now, of course, all the youngsters, the woke lot, are saying it was racist. It was this. It was it's called comedy.
Run away!
It's if you're taking it seriously, what Monty Python is saying, you've got issues. You've got real issues.
If you take that seriously, it's merely a flesh wound. Okay, just leave it where it is.
Yeah. But we're not allowed to have comedy anymore, so. I just think that
Steve, how do we go from the Pixel to a Hexome V3?
Because eSig1 have got them in.
Oh,
That's how he arrived at that. He got an email.
oh.
He got an email, so now he's looking at the Hexome. He doesn't need one.
Well, none of us really need 90% of what we have, but you know.
I just don't like the price tag on the Hexomes now.
400 quid.
Are you serious?
400 quid.
Dude, I can go on eBay and get an original Hexome for less than that.
Yeah, but it will sit like that.
Well, the ham and lean is what it is.
I just, do you know what I didn't like about the Hexome? You could never build below a 0.3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you always had to build 0.3 or above, which to me, the Hexome is very, very, very dated.
Oh, technically, yeah.
Now, I mean, don't get me wrong. If somebody if Steve wants to buy one because it's what, yeah, I'll go for it. I'm not here to say anything against it. I just,
The standard,
the
standard base model at V3 Hexomes, 170 quid.
Yeah, it's still a lot of money.
It's still dear, though. Yeah.
It's a lot of money for a basic PWM with the click fair.
I mean, even the one that I just got, I got it without the lipo and everything, and I only paid, was it including shipping, 100 for the mod?
And then he just needed to buy the glue to put it together.
Yeah, thanks to fucking shipping.
He sent it to Bob.
It is perfectly clicky now. It is fine.
Give it a good shake, see if it falls to bits.
See if it shorts when it does.
Electrocutes himself with a lipo battery. Go for it. We need a laugh.
No, let me. If I still had that extremely high Nick juice I found that was fucking 10 years old, there would some of that 20 mil on there.
Well, you got some Nick there, haven't you?
I am not putting straight. We're not doing this again. We've talked about before. We're not doing this again.
72 milligram nicotine straight on an RDA.
Oh no, mine's 100.
Oh God, that would
mine's straight 100.
That would make you very ill, very, very quickly, mate. Don't ever do that, please.
Oh, dude, when I had those Extros pods and I had 18 milligram for those free base. Oh, trust me, I grabbed the wrong bottle one time. You label them bottles real quick after that.
Yeah, you do. Yeah.
I mean, I know we've all made that mistake, but it was not a mistake you wanted to do. And of course, I find that mystery bottle liquid. I realize that it's at least 12 milligram minimum. I've got on a Mac. You guys say, "Come on, hit it harder." I'm getting the spins from barely hitting it as it is.
I've got an MVV 3 here, Steve. The 3.
Oh no, is that?
It is the MVV 3 or 4 Tesla 6 one. But you can run it.
You can run it as dual or triple.
What the hell was I running at that? At one point, I had 3 batteries in this and was running it at 3/4 power. That's like 300.
Running.
I don't know. I was being an idiot.
And that's a PWM?
Yeah.
That's nothing new.
Oh, yeah. You were being, well.
Why do I get the feeling this might have been on Dave's show at some point? Oh, I've got no idea.
I've got, actually, maybe 2 in the drawer, actually.
I mean, yeah, I've pre-ordered the BD Raven 220.
I've looked at it and
Hi, Gary.
Evening, Gary.
Hey, Gary.
Hey, Gary.
All right. Who said potato 3 times?
Yeah, I still got that one sitting in the drawer. Nice little mod, though. Hey, so who's gonna win? We got Samurai Gorilla versus Geisha. Let's go.
Geisha will always win.
Hey, we're gonna go. I'm gonna say it, man. Dick's up or Harambe. Okay, somebody's got to get on the gorilla side.
Well,
That's true, Gary. Yeah, you show up for here. You didn't show up for last night's show on Lee's, did you? Am I sensing a bit of hang on, trouble there? I've got about 4 or 5 PWMs around there, but I just don't use any of them really.
I've only got 3 true PWMs.
I'll say that's close. Besides, I mean that one is, but it's obviously a different board, not a potentiometer.
I've got the Steam Crave one that they claim was a PWM, even though it isn't. It's just a voltage mod.
Oh, so that's a joke for a PWM.
It's not PWM. It's a voltage mod.
Yeah, and basic as that. Well, it's like it's funny when that quad battery they came out with maybe 6 months ago. Obviously, the prices dropped drastically immediately, and I have never seen a single person on any of the pages I'm on Facebook or otherwise actually have or use that mod.
Build quality.
Well, and they were smart enough. Let's make it just voltage for a quad battery mod that most people have no idea what voltage is anymore. So, you know.
Yeah, but we're talking about Steam Crave here.
Yeah.
So the voltage was sort of
yes.
Well, you got to think though. You take a soup can, you squish it square, throw some batteries in it. You might have a little bit of voltage drop.
I think a soup can.
I'm sorry. They hit it with a ball peen hammer 4 times on both sides. You had a finger spot. I'm sorry. Craftsmanship.
I actually like the mod, to be fair.
The look of it ain't bad, but the functionality and the special quality is probably god awful.
And the battery door that eventually wears out so it doesn't fit properly.
Yep.
And then you end up buying a cheap battery door and getting it off Alibaba because it's easier to get one off there than it is off Steam Crave.
Yeah.
Because that's what I did.
Yeah.
I'll never buy another Steam Crave mod or
tank or anything.
I think Steam Crave as a company are atrocious.
Well, they only got popular because of the size. They went, everybody has TPD, so we're going to make a 47 mil tank. That's the only reason anybody bought their shit to begin with, because the quality is horrible.
Martin, there's a small issue with their.
It depends which one you got.
There's a small issue with their soldering.
I'll say I checked mine because I don't use mine anymore either. It's soldering. It's solid, but it's very not melted in properly and fluxed properly. Matt's, yours was a joke. Yours was dangerous.
Yeah, considering the week before that I'd been cranking it at 400 watts. And then the 510 went down, so I took it to bits to check it. And as I took the 510 out, the wire just went tick. It's like,
I mean, I know exactly what they did wrong. They used lead-free solder too cold.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you can tell it's too cold the way it actually rounded off. It's not actually. Oh yeah, you can definitely tell.
The biggest hate for me of any Steam Crave product it's always been their quality control.
What
Or-
quality control?
Well, I used it loosely.
Well, that was the issue. They had those stupid cards in still saying we checked every single one of these by
No, you
hand to make sure they were.
fucking
No, you did not.
And then they say, if you have a problem with this product, get in touch with the company. I did. And I said to them, and I said about the screws in the RTAs and stuff, or RDTAs. And basically,
well,
got told,
kind of.
oh, well, that would add money to the product. I said, it'll add about, I said, we're talking if you upgraded from those shitty things that you use, which are made out of the mildest steel available,
I didn't think it's steel.
and you upgrade to a hardened steel, a proper steel, or stainless even, you'd be talking it would add probably 5 pence per RDTA.
Wouldn't add that.
And she just blocked me in the end. I got that fucked off with. I was like, you're a...
Jeez.
I was like, that's it.
I bought a pack of 100 grub screws for £1.50. I used the black hardened steel.
I use one of these. That's what I use.
Oh, was that checkerboard? Actually, all the thread pitch and everything.
No, Gary was just asking what I use, and that's what I use for all my RDAs and stuff.
Oh, that's your. I'll probably get the cylinder bit case. Okay.
Yeah, which I got cheap off Temu.
And the quality, that all the bits are properly hardened and correct size.
Martin, I've been using lipos in various mods for years. So I understand the battery technology, but I totally agree with what you're saying. People need to understand how battery technology works, and that also goes for these, just normal batteries.
Mm-hmm.
The issue with people is people don't understand what actually happens with a battery. They don't understand how a battery works. They don't understand the chemical makeup of a battery. So we get fires and mods going bang because people are stupid.
Well,
It isn't
happening.
It isn't the mod. It isn't the fucking battery's fault. It's the idiot using it.
Mm-hmm. Well, like when I went to get this new lipo, I went to go get the one from the guy before I even purchased it. I got in contact with a couple of people that know a lot more than I do about lipos. Some down the right way to look at things and wrong ones to not get. And I learned a lot of shit before I even bought it. Simple as that. You look at different, capacities, C ratings, and everything else. So,
I'll put it this way: in this country, if you want to buy lipos, the best place to go is a model car racing shop.
See, I actually found a car / plane shop about 20 minutes away that I'm going to go check out for a new battery. Plus, that way I can actually size them properly to the mod and see, because obviously you have to connect a room.
Yeah. The thing is, those guys push their batteries to the limit.
Yeah.
If you're doing high-speed electric racing, you are pushing those batteries right to their very limit.
Oh yeah.
They know the batteries. They're the only people who will do more to a battery than we can.
Which is saying something, depending on your build.
Gary, what you want is either a watch kit or a modeler's screwdriver set. But if you go on somewhere like Temu, there's plenty of Amazon have got them on. There's plenty of places you can get them from. And they go all the way down to watches and phone size and all the way down. Not that my eyesight is up to doing watches and stuff anymore. which is why I've got my head fucking magnifying glass for when I'm doing coils. But
Well, I mean, I've got mine hanging up there, so.
yeah, you can't talk. You're just as bad.
Well, I use those when I'm doing Stagger fuse builds. So you can't. I'm sorry, you're going to hurt your eyes even worse. They already messed up trying to do that shit.
Yeah, you are.
Thing it, Gary, if you don't mind a week's wait, go on Temu. That set, absolutely brilliant quality.
Well, they brought out a new one, didn't they? The one went out to replace that, and it comes with a little rechargeable electric driver with it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. We're looking at that a couple weeks back.
Yeah, which is just a Type-C charge. Not that you need it. I was going to buy it, but I thought this is me wanting the electric driver for some apparent reason.
I'm staying quiet here.
See,
You bought
one. I bought it.
I say I want to see him go to use it though, because he'll be messing with it, trying to do an RD, RT, whatever, and he's gonna forget what he's doing, holding that button down. All of a sudden, screw's gone.
No, it's at a reasonable speed that you don't have that issue.
It's retarded. It's like you, Tyler. It's retarded.
They've slowed it down a bit with gearing.
Hey, undiagnosed, okay?
All right, it's like President Trump. It's retarded.
Okay, that's not even a strong enough word and an insult to the. Yeah.
Well, what other words? Well, there's lots of other words we could
I was just
describe.
have other words. But are we allowed to say that this season? No, definitely not. Punch.
Yeah, he is. Why is it Americans in every other country when they say that word, it never has the passion of when an English person, like if I say it and I say
I can't say it in a serious tone because it sounds like you're trying too hard to say it. If you don't just say it in a goofy almost way as an American, it sounds like you're trying too hard.
There's also the difference between the hard T and the soft T.
It's cunt. Mm-hmm. You're a cunt. You got to pronounce it. It's got to have a bit of anger behind it. Believe me.
I'll admit though, the one day when the idiot cut me off in traffic, and I might have let whatever came out of my mouth just kind of go. I think I gave it enough emotion behind it that day because they looked at me like, "What the fuck?"
The Americans don't really swear in the same way as we do.
No,
you have kind of a. We do swearing better, I think. We do it far, far better. Just the word fuck has so many, can be used in so many ways.
I think the definition for it's up in the 50s now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Martin, I've seen the recent idiocy. I know. Oh, and then he's also said now that because of his illegal war, he has to pay, was it $14 billion to Iran to keep some kind of oil flow coming this way?
Yeah.
What the big orange Cheeto fails to acknowledge is NATO is a defense treaty.
What?
Trump's offensive. I mean.
Yeah. Oh, did they finally get smell-o-vision working, Bill?
No, he's offensive without it.
Oh, well, fair.
I think the only good outcome with Trump is if he stands down as president. That is what has got to happen.
Dude, that's his only chance at this point because he's had enough things he's done, and now other countries are taking their initiative to be like, no, if you within your own country won't stop him, we're going to do what we have to do. And
if Trump doesn't stand down soon,
your country's
gone.
Literally.
You've already lost Canada as one of your allies.
Oh, absolutely.
And that's a 15-year contract. And
a connected nation. Literally.
So you've already lost Europe, including the UK.
Most of the Middle East is now against Trump. You're kind of running out of...
The only saving grace we have is that if somehow these other nations can see that it's him as a person being an issue, not the nation behind him being the issue.
Too
But
late. He's caused
That's-
too much trouble.
The trouble
And that's
is,
just it.
I agree, it isn't the American people, or well, obviously there are some.
Well, there are some idiots. Well,
that we've
certain-
got, you know, we'll leave those.
certain
Trump
cold
supporters.
beverage agents, you know.
There's a lot of decent Americans. There's a lot of decent American politicians.
That have actually
Yeah.
started saying things, but too late to at the same time.
The issue comes about of the people at the top who, I mean, Trump is as good as he's now talking to Putin, and Putin, you know, how can you can't America see what he's doing?
Well, that's the problem. People are starting to see it, but they have all these other yes men that he's put in positions.
Putin's got him on the strings. He's playing. He's a fucking puppet.
You know, the oligarchs, the Russian big business people, all the oligarchs who are Putin's little bum boys, that is who Trump is basically working for.
Oh yeah.
And this is the issue. Trump is making loads of money out of all this dodgy dealings. It's and all he is doing is he is destroying your people, your country.
Well, and look in just the last 6 months to a year, how many things? I mean, we've already talked about American food. We're not going to talk about like that again, but of the quality we already are at, which isn't wonderful. Look how many things have come up with recalls for metal contamination, flakes in food, and just ridiculous shit. I mean, there was one. It was like yesterday, day before. I can't remember what it is now, but it was
nicely shredded blue gloves all the way through your mince.
Yeah,
right.
Possibly with somebody's fingers still.
I was just going to say not to mention the hand inside the glove, but
But what?
That's what I'm in, Block, though. It is the EU, Europe as a whole wants Sweet FA to do with the US.
I'm not being funny. What he's done, I think for America to come back to what it was before he took over, so when Biden was in power, for you to get back to that, I reckon you're looking at another 20 years.
And think that's still after his first term. If we go back further to before he was ever in office, you're looking at a 50-year span of just trying to unfuck things.
Well, look, I mean, here's a classic example, and this is his mentality. I can't remember the exact amount, but the health situation. The country was asking for, what was it, 20 billion, I believe? It was something like 20 billion.
It was 30 billion.
30 billion. Still a hell of a lot of money, but not that much, really. Trump said, no, we're not doing that, and he cut it.
And then the next day.
But he's willing to give 200 billion to a war that he started.
That is illegally started.
Now think of it the other way. If you'd given 200 billion to that for the healthcare system in America,
you would actually have world-class healthcare for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
It would sort so much out. And then he would have been able to stand there and people would have looked at him and gone, fucking hell. He's done something.
It was funny though. There's a couple guys at my work that are sitting there bullshitting the other day. And they're not that far on that side, but they're still on the Trump side of things. And they're sitting there, it's ridiculous the way the healthcare system is. I want to go to the doctor, I have to pay this much to do this and this much for this. Well, would you look at who you voted for, and please tell me this is still a good option? Please.
Don't.
You're
No,
gonna support this side, but then bitch about things that you have to deal with because of what you picked.
what you need to do is turn around to these people who are saying that and bitching and saying, I'm not interested. I don't want to hear it. You voted for him. You wanted him in power. So it's your own fault. End of.
Yeah. He killed the American Care Act.
That's it.
Oh, yeah.
It's that simple. There's
like,
no argument.
He literally killed the American Care Act.
Now, I obviously have decent insurance to my work. It's actually decent for what it is. It's you pay for it, but whatever. So obviously, Nova has to get her tonsils removed here soon in the next couple months or whatever. I'm waiting to see the bill after insurance that comes through.
Oh, Martin,
you are going to be paying for years.
Martin,
thankfully, Bill, it's not an overnight procedure anymore. It's a 30-minute in-office procedure with local anesthetic, but it's still the anesthetic alone is going to cost thousands.
Yeah. The funniest quote, Martin, I heard about the COVID thing from Trump was apart from the bleach.
Oh, I remember. I forgot about
when
that.
He stood there and said, "What we need to do is put a light inside somebody, a light inside them, so it gets rid of the COVID." What do you mean, put a light inside them? What are we going to do? Get a bulb and screw it up their ass, or what are we doing here?
No, it's the marine flare idea, but it'll get rid of the COVID and everything else.
It'll get rid of the COVID. Get rid of everything. Told you, pens were 6, number 7, twist, insert, and kick.
Don't forget to kick.
I mean, Lee said about the UK, and yeah, I doubt we'll see the UK government, or we'll see the UK recover from the damage that has been done.
Oh, this government, our government has done a lot of damage.
I'm sorry, but it's just politicians. And anything that comes out of any politician's mouth is bullshit.
And see, at least that's the funny thing. Anybody comes against these guys, well, that's fake news. That's da da da. We have proof in written form, video form, photographic form. You're an idiot. You did it. We all know you did it. So
yeah, don't forget you've got the Truth Initiative with Trump's own statements on X.
Yeah, but can you trust that? Can you really?
It's Trump's verified account.
And there was another tweet he put out that somebody on my Facebook shared about somebody who had passed away and him being like, "I'm glad they're dead," and blah blah blah. Dude, you're the quote unquote leader of a country. Why the fuck are you saying this shit?
Yes. Yeah.
Like,
I'm glad he's dead. You don't say that.
I don't care how you feel about it.
But you don't put in an X post, I'm glad he's dead.
Scary.
He was a decorated Vietnam veteran.
And then the only guy that shared that, it was like, obviously this piece of shit, blah, blah. Somebody commented, goes, it's funny. All you just come out here and you're worried about, the pedos out there being a problem and the Charlie this being a problem, but you were clearly the opposite when Charlie Kirk got killed. No, the fuck they weren't, you stupid ass. They're sitting, you can't sit there and change what somebody said into the opposite to try to fit your narrative. It's not going to work.
But thanks to losing the Affordable Care Act, let's see. people who needed the Affordable Care Act were paying between $30 and $70 a week to it, which is a lot of money.
Oh, I've seen it,
Now,
Gary. Yeah.
they're now paying $600 or $700 a month, so it's trebled.
See, Martin, the thing is too, though, you got your idiot doing that. Some stuff he's doing is just as bad because it'll be, oh, well, this or that this week. This person is who we need to listen to. I trust this person. 3 days, 4 days later, they're a liar and an idiot, and they're against the government, and they're trying to overthrow America. And, you know, see, either way, they're both backtracking left and right.
Yeah, but Trump can come up with 3 versions of the truth in the same fucking statement.
And it changes as he's making the statement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the best, though. Yeah, I saw that one speech, Bill. It was great. I remember what he was talking about, but he started it on one side of the viewpoint, and somehow by the end, he was on the opposite side of the viewpoint.
Yeah.
Yeah. If he argues that much with himself, how much is he arguing with the people who are trying to work with him?
Yeah.
Well, think he probably has Bert and Ernie in his head at all times.
Thing is, look how many
Speaker and Professor Bunsen. or he's got the Swedish chef.
No,
It's got to be in there because the way he's been talking lately, Swedish Chef's got to be in there.
Well,
that's true. Some of the words he's using is definitely Swedish chef.
Oh, their words are they? Wow.
Some of his language, shall we say, the indecipherable babblings.
Well, whatever it is he's saying, it's not in English.
It sounds like
American English.
It's not any kind of English.
It does sound like somebody who's got the start of dementia.
Start, mid, peak point, you know.
I don't know if somebody's got to put a stop to it, because the way the world is going, there's going to be some real bad stuff going on soon.
I'm waiting to hear the explosions in the distance start, man.
I mean, the fuel price thing, prices, gas prices have all gone through the roof.
Fuel price, 21 days, up 20%.
So food prices are going to go up. Anything that comes by road, rail, or aircraft are going to go up.
Yeah.
Heating costs are going to go up. Electricity costs are going to go up.
And we talked before about people that have, gas tank oil, heating for their homes. That now it costs them 4 times as much to fill that tank each month.
I know.
And
and it's all very well for people to sit there and say, well, eventually it will calm down. Yeah, it might do, but it's not going to be like in a week's time.
No.
He should never have started this fucking war.
And that's the thing. You look at every war in history. I mean, yes, most of them could have been avoided if there were certain idiots that weren't doing idiotic things. But this is a blatant, I'm just going to start this because I feel like it.
Yeah, 3 weeks before Trump started it, the whole American intelligence and everything said Iran posed no immediate threat to the United States.
Well, no, because their biggest threats were what? Schools that he shot at?
There was still no threat rating.
That's what I'm saying. There's no
he
threat.
I would, Block. I would not be surprised if that is the case at all. This, the oligarch thing that so to drive the prices of fuel up and fund Putin's war. As for the Brent crude oil thing, our government is going to have to, at some point, forget about all of the green stuff. The people who say, "Oh, you can't do this, you can't do that," because eventually the country is going to stop working. It is just going to stop.
Yeah,
it's still going to shut down. Oh yeah,
You're
absolutely.
going to have hospitals. Hospitals won't be running because they won't have fuel for electricity, and obviously you need electricity to power a hospital.
I mean, it helps. It does.
I mean, they have to at all times have full diesel tanks just in case, so they can go on to emergency power.
Exactly, but where are you going to get that diesel from?
And how are they going to afford it? Because
I was just saying, even if you can get a hold of it,
it's the same diesel as home heating oil.
I mean, the Brent crude thing. How long would it take them to reopen that? I reckon you'd be looking at a year to 18 months.
It should be possible because pipelines are still there. A lot of the basic heads are still there.
So the only way to really do that,
there are still rigs in place, production platforms in place. Some of those production platforms could be online in a matter of weeks.
It's whether they actually do it, though.
Well, and then you have those, many powers above that make the decisions: are we going to do this or not? Oh well, we shouldn't do that. It's not necessary. This will all blow over soon enough. Okay.
Oil City Confidential. Oh, what a movie! Yeah, what a movie!
Thing is, Martin, we've already tapped into about a third of it. All they've got to do is open up the pipelines. Literally.
They're going to have to do something.
One sooner than later,
Yeah, but this is the UK government. It doesn't move very fast with fucking with Starmer in charge.
Well,
are you sure it moves?
Well, did he forget to feed the hamster again? He probably fell off the wheel at least twice this week.
I want something moving on my grave. How about a slug?
Just, at the end of the day, this is about if he reopened that now, there'd be a lot more people out there who would say, right, great, he's done something good. We've got oil coming back in. We've got fuel for power in vehicles. We can live our lives normally-ish. At the minute, the fuel prices are going up and up and up and up. And
Well, see, Martin, that's the thing, though. I don't like it, but I get this whole woke mentality of, well, we have to be carbon neutral and we have to save the planet. I'm not saying saving the planet's a bad thing. This should have been done a long time ago and put certain things in place, but we are where we are.
Country's one of the worst
dying at this point. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
No, I'm not digging at you. I'm just saying as a general.
Well, I'm saying at this point, though, in the current situation, the current time, yes, that stuff does need to be, cared about, but people dying because they don't have heating and food is also kind of a big fucking issue. Yeah. I'm sorry. You can deal with your wokeness tomorrow when I make sure that so-and-so doesn't die tonight.
That's it. Rub it in, Block. Get on your bike. The
All right,
thing
all right,
is,
Block, we get it, man. Put your Liker on, get your, swoop back helmet, we get it. We get
the thing is, Block, eventually it's going to affect it for the train system. It's going to affect it for everything, isn't
for
it?
everything, yeah.
I've got nothing against carbon neutral. I've got nothing against that. But it seems to me that you've got countries like America spouting all this crap, and then being one of the worst places in the world, like China and other places, India. They're terrible for it.
Yeah.
Like the level of pollution and stuff, well, we're doing this and that, and okay, I get you're doing these things that you're telling us about, but all the stuff that's also causing issues in the background that you're not addressing.
The UK, if we went fully carbon neutral tomorrow, would make jack shit of a difference to the rest of the world. You need the big people to start going carbon neutral. You need America to do it, Russia to do it, China to do it,
India,
all these places. If America and Russia, not that it's going to happen, but America and all the big ones did it, then yeah, it'd make a difference.
Well, especially looking at population density,
And I'm not saying we all need to drive electric cars and blah, blah, but no, I'm just saying.
We're definitely not saying that. We're definitely not saying that.
We just need to, like, all these big countries need to start doing it rather than blaming it on everybody else.
Yeah, that's very true, Martin. Planet will survive. We might not.
Well, see, we had the Ice Age. Now we're going to the Cheeto Age.
Yeah, but don't forget, Trump doesn't like windmills.
Did he have a bad experience with one or something?
Yeah, he got his finger in one on the beach one day.
I don't want to know what he's been sticking his finger in.
He confused the windmill with the lighthouse, and that's where he came up with the light inside people cures COVID. So he was trying. It was very, very bad trying, but he was trying.
Do you know what, Block? I've got nothing against the idea of electric or hybrid cars. In fact, I think hybrid cars are probably a good idea.
See, I've worked a couple hybrids. As long as you keep certain things maintained right, they're not bad vehicles.
If you had a hybrid car so that when you went into a built-up area, it ran on sort of electric around town, and then when you go out onto the open road, it went over to diesel, petrol, whichever, that's fine. I don't think that's a bad idea. But just to say electric cars will save the planet, no, it really won't.
Look at the resources those vehicles are costing.
Well, the Dutch have some funny sayings.
I mean, it would definitely accurate.
It would make a great new Christmas song, though. You've got Granny got ran over by a reindeer. Yeah, Trump got hit by a windmill.
I mean, we can try putting that into a song if you want.
All right. Well, Lacey, you've been volunteered already.
You see, that's sensible, Martin. You've got a car that does both.
Well, and it works too, because if you're in the city where you're not going long distance, you don't need the petrol running. It's small electric trips here and there. It restarts everywhere it needs to and recharges that battery. So you're not going to charging stations. You're not doing all this pulling the electrical grid.
There's still
and it works.
Big issue with this: price of hybrid cars. Hiya, William.
Hey, William.
William.
How are you going to?
You know, the
thing
battery
is-
cells now, the battery cell prices.
Yep.
The thing is, my car's a diesel. I stick 40 quid in and it does about the same range. Which is greener? Mine hasn't robbed loads of rare earth minerals to produce batteries.
But if you work on just the emission side of it, then hybrid is
It's deeper than
Probably.
just cars, William. The breakdown of civilization as we know it and trying to save it with hybrids.
Yeah, but the thing is, the emissions with modern exhaust systems, with
Mm.
diesel particulate filters,
Mm-hmm. And
you've
plus,
got the particulate filter. You've also got the catalytic converter in there.
mhm.
The emissions from them isn't much more than from a hybrid, if any.
true.
And surely mileage per gallon or mileage per pound indicates, unless it is a pure electric, the emissions are going to be similar.
Yeah.
Because you're talking about the same amount of fuel.
One thing too, though, if it's pure electric, obviously the emissions aren't going to be the same. But once that battery dies and you have to dispose of all that lithium, you have other issues to deal with. Especially, especially if they catch fire more and more, like they have been, and then you've got real emission
Mhm.
issues. So
I think at the end of the day, we're not going to be. Everybody is not going to be driving electric cars in the next sort of 10 years. It's impossible.
Mm.
I say we've said this before. There is this small matter of
Oh, that's where it was.
we
Sorry.
need to double the infrastructure. We need to double the infrastructure.
well, that's what I thought was funny, Bill. They did that big push last year. We're going to go electric on everything. We're put charging stations in, and we did. Okay, but you didn't back up the power grid double fold to take care of what you're now sucking out of the power grid just
Yeah.
for the charging stations.
Yeah, but that's only with a 10% increase in electric vehicles.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
If a
Well,
10% increase doubles your demand for electricity, what does 100% do to your electricity demand?
Well, remember, was it last year or so? They get sent us letters saying, just so you know, for high demand and electric, usage, we can throw out on your electric in your house and shut your power off periodically to help out with the usage.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
So
that usage is for fucking electric vehicles.
And data centers. These data centers are fucking everywhere. Being built left and fucking right.
Well, not for very long they won't be, because one of the things that this Middle East conflict currently going on is going to starve America of is hydrogen. And hydrogen is used to cool those data centers. So expect your internet and things like Facebook in America to blow up.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm waiting for the full blackouts and everything just being gone.
Always coming. I don't know. I don't know what the answer is, but it's not going to be a quick thing. That's for sure. Because you've got governments involved, and they never move very quickly.
Right, and keyword that governments, not a single governments that now try to make decisions together, but separately, but somehow, yeah, it ain't gonna be quick.
Yeah.
I said the problem you've got with a charging network is you've got to put wires under all of the roads.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
We know
like-
that wireless charging has at best a 40% transfer rate.
right. But if we're going to go that far and be doing wires in the roads, we'll go back to old slot car style. We'll put a metal brush under your car. We'll put a rail, right there everywhere you got to go, and just make sure you stay center. You'll be fine.
Hold on a minute. They can't repair potholes.
Mm.
And you're expecting them to put in a fucking line to run your car along.
Well, no, the best part wouldn't be that. The best part would be when they put it in, and you have that drunk asshole that walks across the do not walk area and sits right on that rail and lights up the fucking Christmas tree.
Gets his foot stuck in the... Oh, for fuck's...
Yeah, but if you think that, if they go for a wireless with buried cables, what sort of voltage are they going to need to use for the induction coils?
Well, how well they work under different, road surface types? Because you've got everything from, black asphalt to concrete to brick and everything else.
You'd be talking...
To a foot of ice.
You'd be
Right.
talking voltage up in the hundreds of thousands for it to be enough.
And then think about weather conditions. When it gets cold out, would everybody's cars just go slower?
Well, no, the road would be warm because all the fucking
Yeah,
current
the road will
goes
be
through it.
warm. It'll keep the
No
car.
ice on the road.
Well, no, the ice wouldn't be the issue. I'm saying the fact is how cold the wires would end up being.
So when it gets really cold and you've got no heating in the house, Tyler, you just take the kids out and lie them on the road and they keep warm.
I was going to say, you're
Oh,
forgetting
heat.
something. Electrical induction generates heat.
A lot.
The roads will be clear.
Well, I'm just saying, but general power,
Well,
the amount of power draw.
You've still got the potholes either side of that wire.
No, I'm
Which is
just
the
imagining
bit where your tires are.
you're going straight along, you just bounce off. Oh, I lost charge. Push the car back. Okay, we're gone.
Oh, no, Martin, we are not split in atoms, no.
I mean, we could, Martin, but I have certain individuals I want to be holding each half of it as it. Anyway,
We have enough issues with nuclear fusion reactors. Fission reactors at the moment. What's the longest they've had one run? Is it 30 nanoseconds?
Yeah,
it wasn't long.
it's dangerous.
What's what I'm saying? Call all of the political leaders to a meeting. Say we've got a new energy source we need to test out,
And blow them up.
and problem solved. See,
And the amount of electricity they needed to contain the fission reaction required a nuclear fusion reactor
Block,
just
when
to
you
power the
say
fission reactor.
that outputs gigawatts.
when you say you're very pro-nuclear, do you mean explosion or nuclear power?
Or
We don't
radioactive,
need
or is block radioactive?
Well, it could be radioactive.
They
But
say.
nothing would shock me. No, I think Block works in that sort of industry, that side of things somewhere.
Mm.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with nuclear power.
No, I don't. I think if
Both.
used properly, I think using nuclear power is a very good idea.
In the right conditions, from the end of the pier, we can see from Whitby a nuclear power station.
Sellafield?
Hartlepool.
Yeah,
We can
wrong
see-
side of the-
We can see Hartlepool when it catches the setting sun.
I'm going to say Sellafield's the other side of the country.
Yeah, if we could see Sellafield, I'd be worried. Because that would mean we'd already blown up.
It's all gone wrong.
Yeah.
I just, I have no issue with nuclear power. I think it's a very good system, but the safety is the issue.
Look, we're not talking about having a load of Russian workers who go, oh, what happens if I turn this safety mechanism off?
Hmm.
I don't think anybody's that stupid again. Oh,
Well,
hang on. America's still got it. I mean, just think if America built a row of nuclear power stations just south of the Canadian border, they could have a complete gulf separating them all the way along. As Homer Simpson turned off the safeties.
I agree, Martin. I agree. And the disasters are very, very low. And I think a lot of it is sort of fear. People get scared because of when something does happen, it's horrendous.
I was saying Nakajima, that was a bloody earthquake 12 miles away under the sea. It was very hard to foresee something like that happening.
But again, this goes back to the green thing, like with the oil stuff. We don't want more nuclear power. Well, when you think about it, going nuclear really is going green.
It is.
Does it have its bad side if something, God forbid, goes wrong? But yeah, really bad.
No, for that, all you do is you design it properly in the first place, you put in proper safety systems,
Yeah,
and maintain them. I mean, I remember Fukushima going because that was one of those bad nights where I hadn't slept. So I caught the news as it hit about Fukushima. And I'm watching the tsunami wave going, 50 miles inland?
Yeah.
Nothing's safe from something like that. If there'd been wind turbines along that coast, all of the wind turbines would have been gone.
All the metal from them, yeah.
There's always going to be a risk with any sort of power station. But nuclear does seem to be.
What's that? Don't call that one in Cumbria Windscale. Oh, no, because Windscale was bad.
In the big theme of things, really, nuclear power is probably the cleanest energy we could come up with at the minute.
It's certainly got the highest gigawatt capability.
It's also really, like we say, if you take out the accidents that there have been, and it's run by the right people with the right safety setup, there's not an issue.
Including Fukushima, you're still only talking 4 major accidents.
Yeah.
And Fukushima was a natural disaster.
Hey, don't you mock Heath Robinson. Not all English are bad, you know.
You think about it, the biggest vacuum manufacturer in the world started out in a shed. Dyson.
Yeah.
Literally started in his shed.
I love Heath Robinson, I really do.
Oh, Heath Robbins. Some of the illustrations for his machines are unbelievable.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant. Love stuff like that.
And we're back to the Great Egg Race.
The Great Egg Race. That was
They need to re-show the Great Egg Race because it was brilliant in all its stupidity.
Yes. I've got the book on it, Block. I have the book about the Vulcan raid.
Block, I still remember watching it.
Yeah, I do. There may have been a slight fuel situation.
Yeah, coming back, they were a little bit hesitant, weren't they?
I think
because the tanker had nearly run out of fuel itself to refuel the Vulcan on the way back.
The joke with that was, again, the British government, which was another Labour government before the Falklands War, had started getting rid of a lot of aircraft, if you remember, and ships. Was it Australia we sold one of the aircraft carriers to? It was Australia. And
I can't remember.
And in our, great capabilities as a country, being idiots, let's sell off all the military stuff. Oh, we're going to war with the Falklands. Oh, we haven't got any aircraft that can drop a bomb. Oh. I'm sure there was a Vulcan round the back of the shed somewhere.
Yeah, a 7-man Vulcan crew going, hold my coat.
Yeah, well, the thing was, most of those pilots were off doing other stuff that to get them back.
Yeah.
Because they had no pilots and crew who could fly the Vulcan, who understood half the technology. So they got them back.
I mean, the Vulcan is still my ultimate hero in aircraft.
Seen it up close many times.
Yeah.
Flying
and being in the cockpit. For such a big aircraft, there's not much bloody space in there.
There certainly isn't. No,
Gary, the Spitfire was a great aircraft, but the Vulcan had something about it that
Gary, we're on about the Falklands War. You're on about the Second World War.
The Spitfire was a 1 or 2 man fighter aircraft. The Vulcan was a nuclear-capable heavy bomber.
It was a great aircraft. And personally, the Spitfire was okay, but the Hurricane was a better aircraft.
In a lot of ways. Plus, they could build the Hurricane as a kit from very small workshops all over the country.
Go on then, Brock. Throw a stick in the chicken den. It's a bomb.
I still remember because there were regular Vulcan flights over my school when I was a kid, and it used to rattle all the windows.
I thought you was going to say there were regular Spitfire flights. I was going to say, fuck.
No, Vulcan flights. Vulcans, A110s, and Hawker Siddeley Hawks.
Oh, boy. I would say, Block, that the Messerschmitt and the Junkers stuff was certainly up there with anything we had, technology-wise. Certainly. I think that the German stuff was very, very well built. You can't take that away from the Germans. They had some phenomenal stuff in the war. Phenomenally good stuff.
I'll say F-14 Tomcat, put it against the Tornado at the time.
I saw them when they first started testing Eurofighter, because they were testing it. They were testing it down at Coningsby.
Yeah.
And I used to sit. You could sit at the end of the runway on the road. I used to sit there while having a fag at the end of the runway, and they used to come in, touchdowns, and then go straight into reheat. And it was weird. I've got a picture somewhere where it just looks like it's just sat there
and just stopped,
and it's just sat there, and then it's.
Yeah, but the Vulcan could do that, and nobody could understand how.
Yeah, I've seen the Vulcan do that on takeoff.
The woof, and it literally went up vertically,
and everything rattles
for about 3 miles. When they put the reheat on the Vulcan, and to make a bank turn, they had to use the reheat.
Well, the Germans.
They used to fly out of RAF Finningley, and their lap used to take them over the church where I lived in Howden, and they turned between the church and the school, and then went across to what became British Aerospace. In the early days, it was still Hawker Siddeley, and then turned back to Finningley.
Gary, that's a hard one. Who had the first fighter jets? Because Germany had the first rocket-powered jets or rocket-powered aircraft. But we had a man called Whittle, who was much like any granddad who was in a shed. There's some great stories about Whittle and him blowing the doors off the shed when he was testing.
I was going to say, I can only imagine.
Yeah, he was a brilliant man, but he came up with the idea of using jet engines back in 1920.
He took the patent out in 1931.
31, but he'd already spoken to somebody in the 20s. Yeah. He'd come up with the idea. And the first jet was just end of 44, 45. They had the first jet aircraft.
Yeah.
In flying in the UK. And that was made by Handley Page. And
the Tornado was a great aircraft.
I'm going to piss Americans off now. The X1 that you said, we set the altitude record and we set the speed record with the X1 jet aircraft.
No, you didn't.
Technically, they did. But there's one problem. If you look back, and I can prove this because I have a picture of my granddad working on it, the X1 was first built and developed by Handley Page in Reading, and the engineer who was working on the actual riveting and doing the panel on it was my granddad.
No shit.
Yeah, and that was sold by the UK government to you lot.
See, I don't know a lot about like military aircraft or anything.
But
American pilots in the war.
Yeah, the Lightning was developed in the UK and sold to Lockheed. It was originally English Electric.
The Harrier was an awesome plane block. Very, very clever plane.
The Harrier was a very clever plane.
The Flying Bedstead.
Yeah, my dad worked on early electronics for the Harrier. He also worked on electronics for the Buccaneer. This was before they'd even built the prototype of the Harrier. He was working on the electronics for it.
the F-35, the issue I have with the F-35 block, okay, most of it was developed and designed in America. Then they had to come to Europe to get somebody to actually build the electronics.
Oh, to make it actually work.
And then they discovered the engines weren't very good, so they had to swap them. So what ended up as your awesome F-35? A great American achievement.
It's a joint venture between the UK, Canada, and America.
And a few other NATO states were in there as well.
Yeah.
I
think Italy were involved.
But what makes me laugh is I think the only bit the Americans did was they put some paint on. So, we'll trust we'll trust you with the paintbrush. Off you go.
I can see it now. I'll put racing stripes on. It gonna go fast.
No, Lee. We're all right. It didn't have a Harley engine. So thank God. God.
Not everything that we built used Rolls-Royce engines, though rather a lot did.
Yeah, I remember that block.
Particularly the Griffin and the Merlin.
P-51 Mustang. Great aircraft. Shit engine.
It was fantastic once they put a Rolls-Royce Merlin in it.
Even the American pilots said that. The American pilots were bringing the P-51 over to the UK in the Second World War, ripping out the fucking piece of shit that the Americans put in, put a Rolls-Royce engine in it. It was great.
You notice how many things that have been claimed to be American over the years? They didn't work, but they were. And then somebody else came involved and changed the engine or suspension or transmission and everything and the like. Then it worked.
You see the point?
I still like the latest one though, with the Saab Gripen, which currently uses a Lockheed engine.
Yep. But they're going to swap it.
Rolls-Royce have developed. Actually, in the early days of the Gripen, they were working with Rolls-Royce to develop an engine for it. But then Lockheed had an engine out the box ready to go in it. So that engine was used.
Yeah.
They're now going back to the Rolls-Royce engine that was originally in development when the plane was first prototyped and early flights.
I agree, Martin. The B-2 stealth bomber is a great looking plane. And Northrop.
If you like Batman.
I was going to say, yeah.
Do you know the aircraft? And Bill and I were talking about this the other day. And it's another one of your America's great achievements. The SR-71
Blackbird.
Fastest aircraft to ever fly, and it does this, and it's awesome, right? We have a major problem with me and Bill. This aircraft sitting on the tarmac leaks fuel. I mean, it pisses out of it.
It leaks fuel to the point they have to keep it attached.
No smoking. No smoking. You'll be fine.
No, they have to fire the engines up.
They have to keep it attached to a fuel bowser right until
it takes off.
The engines are ready to take off.
It's only when it gets up to speed that the panel fittings on it
heat up and expand
and seal it. What moron came up with this idea?
I mean, you're never going to worry about overpressurization anywhere.
Mm.
I mean, it needs to overpressurize to even run.
What was it built by Harley Davidson? Rattles itself to bits.
I mean,
honestly,
no, it wasn't because it didn't have the shitty chrome.
No, it would all fallen off.
If the Blackbird sat in its hangar overnight, it will empty its fuel tank. That's why they have they've had to design a fuel recovery system to sit under the Blackbird in the hangar.
It's co-
So instead of just fixing the issue with the plane itself, we're going to make a whole other system to catch when it drips and put it back into.
But you know, some dickhead is going to walk in there with a fag on and throw it on the floor.
Matt, you're not going to work for Northrop.
I got sacked. Why? I just blown the one up.
No, see, if Bill did it though, then go back into his records and say, so this is the second time you try to blow the top off a building, Bill. This is the second time you succeeded in blowing the top off a building, Bill.
It isn't our fault you don't know how to build an aircraft properly.
Well, apparently you can't build school roofs properly either because Bill took that one out as well.
No, it's not just Bill. I blew the roof off our science block as well.
You know, there's a little bit of consistency here that, you know, points to you two, but
I like blowing things up.
So do I.
It's a lot of fun.
This is why I'm in an all black today, because I was at
A
an
terrorist meeting?
No, that was the night I was invited to join Mr. Fox. It was 9/11. Twin Towers gone. We had a show that night. So we're stood in the room we'd been assigned, all dressed blacks, balaclavas rolled up on our heads, black gloves across our laps, doing the briefing. And I just go, great, innit? We're all dressed like terrorists and they've just blown up the Twin Towers.
the timing.
After that, I was actually, that's when I was invited to join.
You notice when the Twin Towers, and I'm not taking the piss out of the Twin Towers and everybody who died, I mean, that is a terrible thing. But within minutes of the Twin Towers blowing up, my phone was lit up like a fucking flare with people sending joke messages about the Twin Towers blowing up.
No.
I was like, for fuck's sake.
Could you give it like a day, maybe an hour, maybe? Like,
no, I was stopping with my girlfriend at the time, basically because we were both in Mr. Fox. So I'd gone and was stopping.
That's a strange reason.
She was at work, and I'd gone shopping. I gets a phone call. Where are you? I'm just walking back from shops, and she said, "Get back now, turn the telly on." I goes, "What side?" She goes, "All of them." And I got back in time to see the second plane hit.
yeah, they were nice to put TVs on when we were kids and make sure we saw that in the classroom.
I watched the second plane going live, and 30 seconds later, they showed the plane that hit the Pentagon. Which all miraculously vanished the following day.
I don't think it's not. It's like all the jokes. It happens every time with anything like that, any big disaster. It's not that people are sick. It's just like that dark sense of humor people have.
Yeah, coping with it.
Well,
Yeah.
When something gets that bad, but like it's that bad of a situation, you kind of have to pull a joke out of it, or just, I mean, it's already horrible. You can't make it worse.
Yeah, I remember that block. Yeah. Yeah. It's all the time. Anytime there's something like really bad happens. It is just this twisted sense of humor. It's just like
Start of this week, Flowergate was closed off. Nine lives literally around the corner. The house she's in is at the back of the pub, and they'd shut off the town. They'd shut off the town centre. So I phoned her up to ask her who'd pissed her off. It wasn't her.
Lockerbie disaster. I remember when that happened. They brought it was a few months after they'd obviously done all the investigation and all the clearing up. The main parts of the actual 747 were brought down to a scrapyard near Boston, believe it or not, called Winley's. And they actually had, for years, they had it there. They had parts of the aircraft there.
Yeah.
All covered over. They had it there.
Lad, yeah.
We looked round it, and it was still, but even back then, there was still like, there was bits, people's personal things still like littered about, and there was sort of blood on parts of it. I mean, it was horrendous thing.
Yeah, one of my best mates when I was at school, he was in RAF Regiment, and he was assigned to the Lockerbie clear-up. It messed with his head a bit.
Oh, sure it will, yeah.
It's horrendous.
It messed with it. It messed with his head a bit. I mean, he said the worst thing was picking up a child's toy.
Yeah.
See, I don't know the story. I'll have to look it up later.
How can you not know
Lockerbie was a 747 bomb.
It was American Airways, wasn't it?
It was, I believe, yeah.
TWA?
Thought it was a Pan Am.
Pan Am, yeah, you're right. Pan American Airways flight. I did know the number, but I can't think now.
But
yeah,
you know, like I said, he said the worst thing was picking up kids' toys that had been in the luggage that was blown everywhere. I mean, it was everywhere for about 3 square miles.
Yeah. No, Gary. Lockerbie, I'm gonna have to look it up now.
It was Libya, wasn't it?
Yep.
They were Libyan, apparently.
Oh, Pan Am 103. Transatlantic flight from Frankfurt to Detroit via a stopover in London and another in New York. Yeah. 1988, that was.
Well, shit, I was -4.
Well, some would say you still are.
Damn.
How can you not know about oh God. You see the thing, you think they teach you something about that.
Dude, you have to remember how limited history books are in American schools. I can't imagine now compared to back then. Back then it was so bad.
From the American point of view, it was an American disaster.
They said certain things just weren't discussed really. You learn the basic American history to pass the test, and that's all you need to know, apparently, to them.
Nice. I mean, we know more than you do about your country.
Oh, yeah. And that's even not excluding, current details that I'm not hearing. But
I was going to say, and we know a lot more about what's happening now than you do.
Sad as it is.
You really need to start watching the Midas Touch, Tyler.
I've got it set up. I need to start watching them.
You need to start watching them because it's only a small team producing that. It's only 3 of them. They're the thing is they're not just looking at the war with Iran. They're looking at all over the place.
A hell of a lot.
Everything going on, yeah.
Oh, we don't joke about the terrorism itself, but we do sometimes find humour where others may not.
Well, the terrorism side of things is definitely not a joke. It
Well, no.
really isn't. But there are sort of funny things that come out of disasters sometimes. Yeah. It just made me think about the other thing, the school shooting in Scotland.
Yeah.
Yeah. Been a lot of bad shit happened in this country over the years.
I mean, I still remember in high school they said, "Hey, we need you to write a report on a big historical event that's happened in the States." They didn't like my topic.
That's the one, Lee. Yeah, Dunblane.
Doing a 4-page complete research project on the Columbine shooting wasn't what they meant when they said historical American event.
Well, it is historical, though.
I got an A on it, but I got yelled at too.
It is historical because
the problem is you've got the Columbine massacre, but how many others do you not even hear about?
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to like the big ones that people like, you hear the name, people say, "Oh, I remember that." You pretty much got Sandy Hook and you've got Columbine. But dude, there are so many that have happened over the years. I mean, why do you think there's that stupid American joke of Americans use the metric system in schools, 9mm everywhere? Because it's not just a joke, unfortunately. This shit happens.
I would say you've got the unfortunate statistic of one major shooting incident in a school every week.
Yeah.
Bill, literally last week or week before, the high school attached to over where like Trenton goes, the high school attached to that had been shut down because somehow a middle school student was given or sold a firearm by a high school student and had a loaded firearm walking the hallways.
But like I said, you have an average of one major shooting incident in schools. I'm not including everything. I'm not including all the others, just in schools.
You see, the issue I have with this is like the Dunblane massacre, which caused the banning of firearms clubs, pistol shooting, and target shooting, and so on in the UK.
Well, you could still do it, but your weapons had to be locked within the club.
Also within the club, yeah.
The clubs had to double their security.
The issue I understand why they brought that in. That was after one massacre.
One incident, right.
Which I think there were 6 people were killed, children included, and I think another maybe 10 were injured. Still, I mean, horrendous, terrible.
Yeah.
But if you just statistically just look at numbers,
but in America,
the numbers are way higher.
We've got
per incident.
We've got the gun situation in America, and the National Gun Owners Association, whatever it's called.
The NRA.
Yep.
These arseholes have got so much power. Well, that's not our fault that somebody got hold of a gun. Yes, it fucking is. Because you're allowing people. I'm not saying you shouldn't be allowed to have a gun. What I'm saying is, it's so easy in certain areas to get a gun.
That's it. It's not the fact of being able to own the gun or everything else. It's the process you go through to get it. I mean, as a gunner, would I like the process to be longer and more in depth, more of a pain in my ass? I mean, not really. But I'm also doing it legally, so it doesn't matter. So what if I have to wait an extra couple of weeks for paperwork to go through and make sure background checks are proper and everything else? That doesn't matter.
But then you get these idiots, the real idiots out there who are screaming and shouting, and you'll never take my automatic weapon away. You don't need an AR-15.
Well, that's the hard line, though, Matt, because that's the thing a lot of the countries see. They hear automatic weapon and AR-15 is the same thing. It is an automatic weapon is a variant with a separate sear mechanism to an AR-15. Because 99% of ARs that are in this country are not, they're all semi-automatic. Nothing is automatic without significant. I mean, you got tax stamps, you've got significant background checks, house check, all kinds of shit to get a hold of that.
But once you've got an AR-15, you can convert it to fully automatic.
But that's the thing, you have to get the ability to get those parts to convert to full automatic. That's where all the paperwork comes in.
Do you want to bet?
And all the,
no, you can get hold of the parts.
It depends which parts you're. It depends what you're trying to do. But
this is it, Block. I have nothing wrong with somebody having and owning a gun, but there's it's got to be the right person, and that person has got to be able to be trusted.
Well, and then you think of, because you said it right though, Matt. You have to trust the person behind the firearm, right? Think how many people that you can't trust that are behind firearms already over here. So everybody else, whether they're fully capable of doing it properly or not, is going to go purchase one because, well, shit, the bad guy's got one, everybody else fucking got one. I'm literally defenseless without, And you have that mindset that gets ingrained of fear of why I have to have this, protect myself from this or that, which I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm not saying it's right, because depending, where you live and your mindset and people around you, it might be a necessity to have some kind of something. But
what does fear do to people's minds?
It makes them even dumber than they already are.
I'm not saying a word, Lee. I'm not saying a word.
It can make them dangerous because they start thinking they have to attack.
Well, you start using emotion instead of logic.
Yeah. That is the problem you've got in the States. It's fear.
So, Lee, how does he not hurt himself with the firearm, but he hurt himself with the Jeep? Just for logic's sake,
I agree. Outlawing firearms is safer. I think the restrictions we have in this country are reasonable.
And so you talk to literally any American, it's completely, ridiculous of a thought process.
I don't need a gun. I have no practical use for a gun. I'm no longer physically capable of going back target shooting.
Well, see, that's the thing, because the way your laws are, you don't have that random SOB on the corner cracked out that wants to rob you for the 2 pounds in your wallet that has a gun. We have the shit. Well, with a gun though.
Well, we still have people walking around with guns over here. Believe me.
No, we still have that.
And see, I wouldn't feel comfortable not having something of my own just for that, sake. But again, that's American mindset that has been very much so ingrained over decades and decades here.
You would be amazed if you found out how many Second World War guns were still perfectly well serviced, well looked after, and usable.
That is also true, Lisa. Don't even get me on the knife debate. The issue I have with that is guns or knives are a tool. The issue is not necessarily the access to a gun or a knife. The issue is the person.
The intention behind the idiot.
So should there be a restriction on who has guns? Yes. Should they be properly looked at? Definitely. What's men? I'm not sure. Hold on, Lisa. What's men's dicks got to do with it? Or are we referring to?
We're referring to talked about last night, sexual assaults.
Oh, sexual assaults, yeah. Abusers, yeah.
Any other way
Yes,
we
yes.
can't
Yeah,
up the
I'll
term for
probably
these
leave it, yeah.
idiots.
Yeah, no, I
Knife,
understand.
yeah, knives are not a problem if you've got people who
Most
treat
people who
treat them as we do. Yes, I have some that are there for a collectible.
Yeah, but the issue is
Well-
most of the people who were stabbed in the street,
I'm not
They're
going to be
not.
using the knives I buy.
they're not going to be a collector's item or a nice knife that you'd want to own, a pocket knife or something, or a lock knife or whatever.
Well, no, we talked before. It's gonna be a cheap dollar store chef's knife or something to that degree.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
what do? Do you ban all chefs from having knives?
I was going to say it's something like 80% of them are just that. The chef's knives. They're even just little paring knives.
You don't need a big knife. I mean, let's be honest. Screwdriver, stab that in somebody in the right place.
You're good, right? You're gonna do.
You're going to do.
If you know, right?
If it's the right or
That's
wrong place, it's end of.
that in somebody's neck.
We're not trying to promote it, Bill.
I say we're leaving location out of it.
We don't need a how-to guide.
I'm not going to give a how-to guide. But that's not even a screwdriver because that's a bloody Torx driver. So it's not even got a sharp point.
I agree. I totally agree with what you're saying, Martin. And from a medical point of view, there's been some horrific stuff with what people have done with weapons. Yes, I agree.
Well, good point though. Guys. Look at all the things they found in prison, like improvised weapons in prisons. Prisons have come up with so many weapons out of stuff you would never have thought about.
My argument back to you, Martin, not on the medical side, because I agree with you. Some of what has been done by people to other people is awful. But my argument is anything can be a weapon. Anything, like I said, a pen, a pair of scissors. I mean, I'm looking around at stuff near me, and everything you look at could be
just everyday stuff, right?
A screwdriver. I mean, Jesus Christ, a battery. You know, put it in your knuckles, put that round, and then you've got a lot more to punch with because it's something in your hand. So the issue is, it comes down to the people who police the situation and the people who give the sentences.
Well, in no sense, but some of these guys, some of them anyway, do get put away for this stuff. But the turnaround of them getting back out is just—it's so quick that there's no point. There's no point even locking them up.
You stab, for instance, you stab somebody, but you don't kill them. You just stab them. Oh, you'd be out in, I don't know, 3 or 4 years, maybe, or even less.
Well, you have good behavior. We'll give you some nice warm place to sleep and some food and everything, and then you come out better on the other side, right?
Exactly, Lisa. And as for the grooming and sexual assault, or let's be honest, child rapists, I'm going to say it how it is, child rapists, those sentences should not be a maximum sentence of 10, 15 or 20 years. They should,
it should be no max at all.
Permanent.
Exactly.
That's it. Because that child or woman, or I suppose, or bloke, if they've gone through that situation, that's a lifetime thing. That's a sentence for life. That end of.
So what are you going to say? Well, it takes them. We're giving them a 10-year sentence. So the person that was the victim, we're going to give you a 10-year time to get over it. Because if they only serve that long, you should get over it the same amount of time, right?
Our law, their idea is that you serve a custodial sentence for 10 years. After 10 years, their idea is you're rehabilitated. You're okay.
Yeah.
You won't look at another child. That's
You were
worked
so
well.
you were so inclined mentally at some point in your life, but that's just gonna go away because you were no, absolutely not.
I agree, Lisa. I think your battle royale situation is the way forward.
I still like mine. 5 ropes and a piece of paracord, 6 horses.
It's too it's too time consuming and too messy.
Can we seriously just have the bells and the alarms go off? Okay, you've got 1 day to purge. Who you got to purge? Go.
I haven't got enough days left in my life.
I don't have enough rounds.
I just think that if this government wanted to be popular, then sort out the laws that we've got on people like that.
Yeah.
Sort out the laws you've got for people of that kind, and actually give sentences that really mean something. If you start bringing in life sentences, that would change the situation.
Well, certain states over here in the last few months went back to full death penalties for situations like that.
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah.
Oh, so,
Lisa, I'm sorry, if you've been convicted and you for a fact you did it, hey.
You've only got to go back a couple of 100 years, and Hung, Drawn, and Quartered was entertainment as well.
It was.
And now we have pay-per-view. We could feed the homeless and get rid of the pedos.
We're not murdering the homeless.
No,
we're feeding the homeless. We're feeding the homeless off the money from the paper.
The pay-per-view money feeds the homeless.
All right, we'll go with that.
See?
Or we could feed the homeless with... No, actually, forget that.
No.
No, we're not going on to Soylent Green again.
How about we use paedophiles as generate fuel by putting them in furnaces?
So we're back to the nuclear reactor idea, but we have different fuel sources.
I would take it one step further.
All televised.
And use the gas from them rotting down to power gas generators.
Yes, I have heard of that one, Martin. I've heard of most of the torture methods. I'm an avid studier of torture methods. I quite like torture methods.
Yeah, he's got an Iron Maiden in the back closet.
Funny you should say that. I do have Iron Maiden behind me, but
I was going to say that poster hides a multitude of sins.
Right.
And notice he picked the one in the padded cell.
Well, I picked what represented me.
I was going to say, he felt at home when he saw it. He's like, I've been there.
Yeah, Eddie's been there too. Right. 2 hours, 15, 16, whatever.
Yeah.
Do your goodbyes and we will flock off.
That sounds reasonable.
And we're back to
Sounds
the chicken
like
comments.
Craig's already nodded off.
No, I'm still awake. Might not sound like it, but yeah, I'm still awake.
Go on then, do your goodbyes.
All right, I'll start. Now, it's been an interesting show. A little random in places.
A little.
Well, hang on, it's us, isn't it? It's always going to be random.
Always
this one jumped a lot.
But the group's there if you need us. We may talk a lot and that, but we're not bad at listening sometimes as well. So if you do need help, we're there. Look after yourselves, look after your friends and family, and have a good week. Over to you, Tyler.
Thank you, Bill. Well, like as always, you guys know where you need us. As I said, if you need us an ear to listen, we're here to help. We can always mute Matt. It's always an option. Just keep that in mind. But yeah, see, it works. Everybody have a good week. Try to take it easy. We've lost the plot. But yeah, take care of yourselves, guys. And over to you, Craig.
Yeah, sure, Tyler. Yeah, as both Bill and Tyler have said, the group is there if anyone does need anything. I hope everyone does have a good week. We'll be back again next week. So have a good week, and I'll pass that on to Matt.
It's been an interesting show, bit random. No, not random. No, there is not a plot. Don't lie, Lee. There is no plot. We've lost it years ago. And Martin, yes, do not start on G's early release of the Anthrax album.
You wait till the last second. So it's been said twice. Anybody else want to summon G just for the last 5 seconds?
Summon the G. We will be back next week at some point. As for the subject, yeah, it could be anything. So
could be 47 things. So
it could be, yeah. I don't know what I'm waving my phone about, but we'll see you all later. Until then, bye bye for now.
No.
No.